Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to make this little bunny rabbit with a little magician top hat. So what you can do after is put the little bunny inside the hat. I'm going to make him exactly like this. I can show you and will show you how to make his eyes with bands instead of e-beads. What I will be using today also to show how is to use 2 light blue e-beads for his eyes and 1 pink e-bead for his nose. If you are going to use the e-beads, you're going to need some sort of string. This is the elastic that you would bead bracelets with, or you can use dental floss. I'm going to use 1 loom, and our loom is going to be in its original position with the arrows facing down. To let you know about the bands, there are about 100 white bands in this bunny rabbit with 6 pink bands for his ears, and the hat has about 110 black bands. I'm going to get started. We're going to start off with making the bunny, and I'm going to use our white bands, some pink bands. You want to use 2 bands for the eyes if you're not using the e-beads, and we're going to start using double white bands, and I'm going to go from the left up to the center, double band, center, down to the right. Now we're going to go down on the right twice, 1 and 2. On the left, go down twice, 1 and 2. Just going to push the bands down. We're going to close off the face, double white bands. I'm going to go from the left down to the center, and then center up to the right. Oops. Push your bands down. We're going to close off the middle, double white bands, starting at the top here, and go down 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now what we're going to do is take double bands. We are not going to give him a neck. We are going to go from this 4th peg in the center and go down to the left. And center down to the right. If you need to, push your bands down. You just don't want them to overlap because you'll have a hard time looping after. Now go down twice on the right, double bands, 1, 2. On the left, 1 and 2. Now we're going to close off the body. So I'm going to go from the left down to the center, double bands, and then center up to the right. Push your bands down. Now we're going to go down twice in the middle, and then the last peg here, I'm going to show you how to do the tail. So just take double bands, go down 1, and again. Now take your hook, a single white band, and you want to wrap this around your hook 3 times. So 1, 2, and 3. Now take double white bands, attach to your hook at the end here, support with your finger, and slide the band on. Now one end of this band has to go here in the middle. This is your 6th peg going down. And the other end, at the bottom here in the middle, the 7th peg. Now we're going to make his legs. So taking double white bands, you want to go down twice on the right. 1 and 2. We're going to repeat that on the left side. Double white bands and go down twice. 1 and 2. Now I'm going to cap the ends with a single band wrapped 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Going to repeat that on the left. Single, wrapped 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to do the arms, and I'm just going to use the bottom portion of my loom. I'm going to go down on the right twice using double white bands. So just go below the feet. 1 and 2. I'm going to do the same thing on the left side, go down twice. 1 and 2. Now take a single white band and we're going to cap each ends 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now on the left side, single, we have 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Now grab your hook and we're going to loop up the arms. So just reach in, it doesn't matter which one you're going to do first. I'm going to do the left side and then attach on the left side. So you reach in, moving your cap band out of the way, and grab your bottom 2 bands and go forward. Now remove off the loom. There's one arm, and we're going to attach this on the 4th peg going down on the left. So you're just going to kind of stretch open the loops, give it a little tug to make sure all the loops are on. And now we're going to do the right side. So just reach in, moving the cap band out of the way and grabbing your bottom 2 bands and go forward. Remove off the loom. And you want to attach this on the 4th peg going down on the right. Now we're going to do his ears, and I'm going to use the bottom portion of my loom. What I'm going to do first is starting with a white band. This technique is kind of based off of DIY Mommy's pig ear charm. I just made it a little bit different. So the idea, thanks to her, single white, and you want to make a triangle. Push the bands down. So I'm just below the feet. Now take a single white band. You're going to stretch it, not pull at it, just stretch it, double it, and you're going to attach this on the right side, and we're going to do this 2 more times. So a single, stretch it, double it, and attach to the loom. 1 more time. Single, stretch it, double, and go down. We're going to repeat this on the left side. So a single, stretch, double, again, and 1 more time. Now if your bands are really twisted and really turned, you can just take your hook, go around, and it will kind of flatten it out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just so they're not so twisted, I'm just going around and push your bands down. Now, you're going to switch to your pink color, single band, and we're going to go down 3 times in the middle. Starting at the top, 1, 2, and 3. Push your bands down. Now take a single white color, and we're going to do a triangle, but we're going to double this. So give it a stretch, double it, and we're going to make a triangle. Now with your hook, we're going to grab the bottom of this triangle and bring it around the last peg in the middle. We're just going to make our band nice and flat. Now take a single band and we're going to cap the end in the middle 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we need to attach holding bands. We're going to make a triangle with a single band and we're going to double it. We're just going below this original top triangle band. Another single, double it, and go right below. This is what you should have. Now we're ready to loop up. So grab your hook, And we're going to reach in at the bottom here in the middle, and we're going to grab just a single piece of this band, and we're going to loop it to the left. As we're looping, you're going to be very careful. You don't want to rush and break your bands. You're going to reach in, grab that, just a top single piece, and you're going to slide over and around your peg. You want to reach back in, grab that last single, and you want to slide over and around your peg and go to the right. Now we're going to loop straight up on the right. So reach in, grab your bands, and go forward. But you want to slide around your peg. Move your holding band out of the way, grabbing your bottom two, and slide around. If you just go in and grab your bands and go forward, you're going to break your bands. So go around and up. Reach in at the top here on the right and grab that single, triangle, and go to the top. Now on the left side, reach in, slide around and up. Reach in, slide around and up. Grab that top single, triangle, and go to the top. Now I'm going to loop the pink bands up. So I'm just going to reach in here, grab it, and go straight up. This ear is ready to come off the loom, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the bands that are around the edges, just so it's a little bit less tension. So I'm just going to reach in, because it's really tight, and reach in and remove. Reach in with the back here of the hook, and put your hook in at the top in the middle here and remove off the loom. This is what you should have. And I'm just going to stretch this ear just a bit. So I'm putting all the bands nice and flat. Gonna pull the pink ones just a little bit. And your cap band, if you've got it all stretched, this is where you can fix it now. And we're gonna attach this to the loom. I'm going to bring the bands to the end of my hook here because it's going to be a little bit tight, and I'm going to slide the bands very gently over and around this hook, this peg at the top here on the left. Now make sure all your bands are all around. We're going to do the right side together. So grab a single white band, and we're going to do a triangle right below the feet. Push your bands down. Now grabbing a single, we're going to double this and go down 3 times on the right. Stretch and double. 1, stretch, double, 2, stretch, double, and 3. Repeat on the left side. Stretch, now I'm going to take my hook and I'm just going to fix the bands just a little bit. Now take a single pink band and we're going to go down 3 times in the middle. 1, 2, and 3. Now take a single white band, give it a stretch, and this is where we're going to attach the diamond. So I'm just going to make a triangle first, grab my hook, and bring the end over the bottom peg in the middle. Now make sure that all my bands are flat here, so it's just easier for me to grab the bands to loop forward. Now take a single white band and you're going to cap the end here in the middle 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now grab a single, we're going to double this and add a triangle right below our original triangle. Again, we're going to add another one, so a single, double, and a triangle. We're ready to loop up. Grab your hook, and remember we're just going to grab a single piece of the band here and bring that to the left. So reach in, moving the cap band out of the way, and slide over and around your peg. Reach back in, grabbing the last single here, and bring it. I'm a little bit tight, so I'm just bringing my hook forward and sliding it on. Now on my right here, I'm going to grab the bands and I'm going to slide around and over and go forward. Move the cap band, the holding band out of the way and up. On the left side now, reach in, around and over. Around. Now, the pink band's in the middle here. We're ready to remove off the loom, so I'm just going to go inside these teardrops and just remove with my hook. This is a bit tight for me on this side, so I'm just going to remove it in a second. Bringing my hook into the middle here, grabbing all the bands, and we're going to slide this on the top peg on the right, making sure that all the loops are on. Now we're going to put holding bands on his face and his body. So grab a single white, and we're going to make a triangle right below the ears, and the second peg's going down. Another one, single. Now we're going to attach two triangles on the body area, but we're going to double these bands. So single, double, make a triangle right below the arms. And again, single, double, and a triangle. Now we need a single band, and we're going to cap the end here in the middle 3 times. So just push your bands down gently and go around. 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to do the eyes. I'm going to show you how to use the bands first, and then I'm going to show you how to use the E-beads. So grab your hook, a single blue band, or color of your choice. This is your ocean blue jelly. I'm going to wrap this around my hook 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So there's 4 loops. Grab another band, wrap it around 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 loops. Grab a single white, attach to your hook here, bottom of your finger, and you want to pinch the bands and bring it onto the single white band. And attach this on your second pegs going down on the left to the right. Take your hook and you can just separate the eyes. Now I'm going to show you how to do this with beads. What we're going to do is grab your string. You're going to take one end and you're going to thread it through the center of a white band. Now grab both ends of the string. I learned how to do this from watching Marloom's creations. So you want both your ends of your elastic or your string together. Grab a single E-bead for the eye, and you want to put both ends right through the center of the bead. Don't let go of the ends, and you can just kind of slide it right onto the bead. Grab another eye and put both ends of the string, I'm trying to show you, Grab both ends and feed it through the center of the bead. And give it a little tug onto the elastic. Now you can remove the string, and you're going to attach one end to the second peg on the left and right. You can grab your hook and separate the eyes. Now for the nose, what I did was, when I originally tried, was just take a single and wrapped it around 4 times. So you could do the same. The bunny does not look like this anymore. So take a single pink color, a band of your choice, wrap it around 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can slide this onto a single white band. And then attach this on your third pegs going down. So I'm going to show you to do this with the bead. Grab one end of your string, feed it through the center of a white band, grab both ends, and feed this through the center of the E-bead. So it went through, and pull it to the middle. Remove the string and attach this on your third pegs going down on the left to the right. And bring the nose to the center. Now we're ready to loop up. So grab your hook. First, where we're going to start is in the middle. We're going to reach in and just loop up this area right here. So reach in, moving your cap band out of the way. So you should be moving 3 loops out of the way, and grab your top 2 bands, which are going up to the center. Reach back in, grabbing the next 2, and they're going up to the right. Reach back in, grabbing the last 2, and they're going up to the left. Now I'm going to loop from the bottom here. I'm going to start here now on the right and loop up to the side all the way to this neck area. Or he has no neck, so it's a chin. So grab your hook, move your cap bands out of the way, and grab double bands here for the leg. Again. And now this part is going to be a bit tight. So you just want to take your hook, loosen up some of the tension, and grab your bottom 2 bands. Slide around and up. Continue moving the holding band out of the way. You want to move the arm out of the way and grab your 2 shoulder bands on the left. Same thing, just go forward. I'm going to relieve some of the tension. Now grabbing my bottom 2 bands. Grabbing the bottom 2 bands. And now the middle. So we've already looped up one section. 1, 2, 3. Now we're at the 4th peg in the middle here, and you want to reach in and you want to grab your top 2 bands. So you're going to move all these bands out of the way. Sorry, I just hit the camera. And they should be going up to the center. There's a lot of bands here, so you can just feel the tension. So you're just going to slide around your peg and up. Reach back in. Again, you have to move all these bands out of the way, and you want to grab the next 2 bands. And I just grabbed a whole lot of bands, and slide around, and they're going up to your right. Reach back in for the last 2 bands, and they're going up to the left. Now I'm just going to loop all the bands on the right. Reach in, move the eye band and holding band out of the way. You want to move the ear out of the way. And now on the left. in the middle here. So you're starting at your third peg going down. Just going to move the eyes to the side. Grabbing a single band. We're going to put our hook through the center here at the top. You're going to grab a single and we're going to do a slip knot. Grab both ends. Grab the bottom and slide it through. Little knot. Now the bunny's ready to come off the loom, so I'm just going to remove just between using my hook and my fingers. I'm just going to remove the sides here first. And our bunny's ready to be fixed. So the first thing I'm going to do is hide the slip knot. I'm just going to turn the bunny around. The eyes should be in the back. We're going to fix that. And I'm just going to hide this slip knot just for now. Turn your bunny around, and if you did use bands, you just kind of want to fix them so the bands are nice and flat and you don't want the bands sticking out. Just to your desired look. And you can just fix the nose if you want it sticking out. If you don't want it sticking out as much, you can just make it a little bit flat and hide part of those bands covering up. Okay? If you have the beads, just bring one side and then the other side, and you're going to have to find the nose and bring it through the center here. So below the eyes, and then you can pull it and bring it out. Now if the eyes keep disappearing, so you can kind of have it like this if you'd like, or I'm going to turn this around, and what I'm going to do is put my hook through the middle of these bands here in the back and just make it so that it's looser in the back and tighter in the front. And I'm going to do the same thing with this tension here on these bands. Turn it around and now bring the eyes back to the front. And it's just a matter of fixing and playing around with it. Now with the ears, you can fix the cap bands if you wish, if yours are all uneven, the ears, the legs, put the cap bands to the end. And this tail here, just want to bring it up. Bend the legs, and he should sit. I'm just going to fix this one more time in the middle here. And there, he's done. So now I'm going to show you how to do the hat. Now I'm going to show you how to do the hat. And I counted bands and I put them to the side. These bands are going to show me how many times I have to go around the loom. When we first start, we're going to use 3 bands at a time and then singles. So a total of going around 8 times. If you lose track, you'll be able to tell which row I'm at from how many bands I have to the side. This is what the hat looks like. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to grab my first band here that have 3. When I first started looming, I had a hard time grabbing 3 bands. So you're just going to reach into your pile and grab 3, and you're going to make a figure 8. I'm going to start at the top peg here on the left, attach, and turn around to make a figure 8 to the top peg in the center. Now grabbing 3 bands, we're going to go from the center down to the right, making a figure 8. I'm going to go down 3 times on the right using 3 bands and making a figure 8. 1, 2, 3, and now we're going to close this off, going from the center up to the right using 3 bands. Figure 8. We're going to do the exact same thing on the left side. So grabbing 3 bands, go down 3 times in a figure 8. And closing this off from the left down to the center. Take your bands and push them all down. Now we're going to go around the loom right on top using a single black band. So I'm just grabbing one from my pile, and I'm going to go from the left up to the center, single, from the center down to the right. Go down 3 times on the right, 1, 2, and 3. Now close this off from the center up to the right and repeat on the left side. Go down 3 times, 1, 2, and 3. Now close it off from the left down to the center. Grab your hook. And what you're going to do with your hook is grab all these bottom bands. I'm just going to grab 2 at a time. And we're going to leave the top 2 bands here only. So you can grab 2 at a time and go around. Or you can grab them all really at one time, so long you have the top 2 left. So you'll see 2 left. You're going to go around counterclockwise at each peg and do the same thing, leaving the top 2 bands there. So you can see I have 2 bands left, and go around. 2 bands are left, and repeat. This part is basically the hardest part of this design, so just make sure you're leaving the top 2 bands. Repeat. There's no particular order that you have to bring these bands to the other side. You just need to leave the top 2 bands. Now at the top center, the top 2 bands are left. Now on the right. And top 2 bands are there. Two bands. There's a little fly here. And keep going. Never mind my little fly. And the last one. Now push your bands down, and we're going to go around the loom using white bands now. So I'm just going to grab my single white, and I'm going to go from the left up to the center, center, down to the right, and now going down 3 times on the right. 1, 2, and 3, and close it off. Center up to the right. Repeat on the left. 1, 2, and 3, and close it off. So now grab your hook, and you're just going to grab the bottom 2 bands, black color, and bring them over, going around to each peg. The top in the center and on the right. Now push all your bands down, grabbing a single black from my pile here, going from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go down 3 times on the right. 1 and 2 and 3. Close this off from the center up to the right, and repeat on the left. 1, 2, and 3, and close this off. Grab your hook, and you want to bring these double white bands over, going around at each peg, top center, and on the right. Push your bands down, grabbing a single black. We're going to go from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go down 3 times on the right. 1, 2, and 3. We're going to close this off from the center up to the right and repeat on the left. 2 and 3, and close it off. Grab your hook, grab your bottom 2 bands and bring it over, and making sure you're going to do this to every single peg. On the right, push all your bands down, grabbing a single band. We're going to go from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and repeat, going down 3 times. 1, 2, and 3, and close this off. Now on the left, you're going to repeat 1, 2, 3, and close it off. Grab your hook, grab your bottom 2 black bands and bring them over. Repeat on each peg. If you forget one, it's just going to fall apart. Push all your bands down, grabbing a single band. You want to go from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and go down 3 times on the right. 1, 2, and 3. Close this off from the center up to the right and repeat on the left. 1, 2, 3, and close it off. Grab your hook, grab the bottom 2 bands and bring them over. Make sure you don't forget one of the pegs. Top center. Now on the right. Push all your bands down, grabbing the last single from our pile, go from the left up to the center, center down to the right, and repeat going down 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Close this off, center up to the right, and repeat on the left. 1, 2, 3, and close it off. From the left down to the center. Grab your hook, grab the bottom 2 bands, and bring them over. On the right. Now push all your bands down. What we're going to do is we're going to take single black bands and we're going to double them. And we're going to act like we're going to make a face for a figure. So I'm going to take a single black, double it, and attach from the left up to the center, and we're going to go around again. This is how we're going to make the top part of the hat. So center, down to the right, single, doubled, and go down 3 times on the right. 1, 2, 3, close it off, and you want to push the bands down in the center. Single, doubled, and go down 3 times on the left. 1, 2, 3, and close this off from the left down to the center. Now, we're going to take single bands and double it, and we're going to fill in the middle. So I'm just going down the middle. This is 1 and 2, 3, and 1 more. Now we're going to put holding bands. So I'm going to take a single, double it, and make a triangle. Another triangle. One more. And now we're going to take the bottom 2 bands and bring them over on each peg. So reach in at the bottom, grabbing the bottom 2 and bring them over. And just going around to each peg. Top, middle, bottom 2. Now on the right. Now what we're going to do is at the bottom here in the center, you just want to make sure that your bands are nice and flat and they're not overlapping. So you can take your hook and just move it around, and that will just make them flat and easier for you to loop, because we're going to loop up just like we would do with a figure making its body or face. So just push the bands down nice and gently. Now you're going to take a single black band and we're going to cap the end 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now grab your hook. You're going to reach in, moving that cap band out of the way, and you're going to grab your top 2 loops, and they should be going up to your center. Reach back in and grab the next 2 bands, and they're going up to the left. Reach back in and grab the last 2, and they're going up to the right. Now I'm going to loop up on the right side all the way to the top. And what you're going to do is just take your hook and you're going to move all these bands out of the way, and you're going to find your 2 bands, which are these bands that you'll find at the edge here, like in between the pegs. And you're going to slide over your pegs and go forward. Again, you're going to reach in, pushing all these bands out of the way and grabbing those bottom 2 and slide over your peg and go forward. Again, move all these bands out of the way, grab 2, slide over and up. Move out of the way, slide over and to the top. Now we're going to do this on the left side. So at the bottom on the left, move the bands out of the way and grab your top, your only bands there. You're going to go forward. And again, move all these bands out of the way. Move the bands out of the way. And you're grabbing the bands and going forward. Now you have to loop the middle up. So we've already done the 1 section of teardrops. So at your 4th peg going down, that's where you're at the middle. And the bands are very clear, they're right there. And you're going to grab and go forward. Grab. Now we're done, so we're just going to take a single black band and we're going to do a slip knot. So take your hook, reach in, grab the end, grab both, and slide over, making a knot. Now we're just going to remove off the loom. Just going to use my hook, removing the sides. I'm just going to take my hook, reach in at the top, and then just remove off the loom. Remove my hook, and I'm just going to give this a little bit of a stretch with my fingers and make it nice and round. And if there's any loose bands that are just kind of sticking out, I'm just going to adjust that. And now I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to hide the slip knot. So I'm going to go through the middle here and I'm going to go close as I can to where the slip knot is. I'm going to grab the top part of the slip knot and bring it through just to hide it. Now you could attach a C-clip to it, but you really don't need to. Now you grab your bunny. I'm just going to make this flat. Grab your bunny. Just squeeze his body to the side, and you can put him inside and adjust to the way you like him. And then he should stand quite nicely. I do hope you enjoyed Looming with Cheryl. I have a lot more designs to load, so please subscribe down below, and I will see you next time with another. Bye for now.